It's Dr. Mario for an intense new challenge. Mario throws multicolored vitamin capsules into a bottle that contains an ugly variety of nasty viruses. You can move, shift, or spin capsules as they fall. Arrange them to align with other capsules on top of the virus. If you can get 4 or more of the same color in a row, poof, they disappear. Destroy all of the viruses in the bottle, and you progress to the next round where things get even more difficult. If you hadn't guessed, because I told you the name, this is Dr. Mario from our super good friends over at Nintendo, released in 1990. Also available on the Game Boy and Super Nintendo. How about that? Arcade-style action puzzle game designed by Gunpei Yokoi and produced by Takahiro Harada. Nintendo developed and published the game for the NES and Game Boy, and the soundtrack was composed by Hirokazu Tanaka. Hip Tanaka, I would bet. The game focuses on the player character Mario, who assumes the role of a doctor and is tasked with eradicating deadly viruses. In this falling block puzzle game, our objective is to destroy the viruses populating the on-screen playing field by using colored capsules that are dropped into the field. The player manipulates the capsules as they fall so they are aligned with the viruses of matching colors, which removes them from play. The player progresses through the game by eliminating all the viruses on screen in each level. Dr. Mario received positive reception, appearing on several best Nintendo games of all time lists, and is considered to be one of the most influential puzzle games of all time. The game was either ported, remade, or has had a sequel on every Nintendo home console since the NES, as well as most portable consoles, including a re-release in 2004 on the Game Boy Advance as part of the classic NES series. Modified versions of Dr. Mario were included as minigames in WarioWare Incorporated, Mega Micro Games, and Brain Age 2, more training in minutes a day. So we know this is a falling block video game. We are a doctor dropping color-coded capsules in a bottle to kill viruses. A manner and style considered by some similar to Tetris. We manipulate each capsule as it falls, moving it left or right, or rotating it so that it is positioned alongside the viruses and any existing capsules. When 4 more capsules, halves, or viruses of matching color are aligned in vertical or horizontal configurations, they are removed from play. A game over occurs if the capsule fills up in a way that obstructs the bottle's narrow neck. We can select a degree of starting difficulty at the time of new game, and the initial level chosen is a value between 0 and 20 that determines the number of viruses to clear. At the 3 game speed option, change how fast the capsules fall. Our score is based solely on elimination of viruses, not on time taken to complete the level or the number of capsules used. But if players complete the highest difficulty level, they can continue playing to accumulate a higher score, but the number of viruses to clear remains the same. Additional points are awarded when multiple viruses are eliminated at once, but no additional points are awarded for initiating chain reactions in which the elimination of one set triggers the elimination of another. Was designed, as we said, by Gunpei Yokoi, creator of the Game Boy and Game & Watch handheld systems, and produced by Takahiro Harada, who also acted as producer of the Metroid series. The game's music, later reused and arranged in such games as Super Smash Bros. Melee, was composed by Hirokazu Tanaka, who later became president of Creature Inc., a subsidiary of Nintendo that owns 1/3 of the copyrights regarding Pokemon franchise. How about that? Classic staff doing classic things. While parents were critical of the premise due to its inclusion of medicine in a children's game, Dr. Mario and its re-releases received generally positive reviews. One notably negative review by Ace scored the Game Boy version 510 out of 1,000. Putting an extra 0 on the end of your reviews doesn't mean they're better. It criticizes the game's uninspiring graphics and repetitive play. The review also says the game reeks of plagiarism, stating it is worse than the original games it is modeled after. Dr. Mario is rated the 134th best game on the NES in Nintendo Power's top 200 games. Screw Attack as the 7th best Mario game of all time, and by IGN as the 51st best NES game of all time. IGN also rates the game's soundtrack, composed, as we said, by Hirokazu Tanaka, as 7th in its list of top 10 greatest 8-bit soundtracks. Following the commercial success of the game, Nintendo released several follow-up titles. Dr. Mario 64 in 2001, obviously for the Nintendo 64, features Wario and several Wario Land 3 characters and offers numerous game modes, including a story-focused single-player mode. The game also supports simultaneous multiplayer for up to 4 players at once. Gotta love the N64. The character of Dr. Mario appears as a secret fighter in the 2001 Super Smash Bros. Melee, where he attacks by throwing capsules. There are 2 ways to unlock Dr. Mario as a playable character, either by completing Classic, Adventure, or All-Star mode with Mario, using no continues, or completing 100 Melee battles. The game's sequel, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, features the Melee remix of Dr. Mario's Fever background music, and a version of Chill arranged by Masaki Iwasaki, who had previously composed for Magical Drop as part of the Data East soundtrack. A version of the game called Dr. Wario, which replaces Mario's character with Wario, is included as an unlockable minigame in WarioWare Inc. Mega Micro Games. A simplified version of Dr. Mario also appears in the Nintendo DS game Brain Age 2 called Virus Buster. I'm looking up something real quick. Yes, Hirokazu Tanaka is Hip Tanaka. Hip Tanaka does some fantastic music. Anyway, Dr. Mario, now you know.